Hey everybody, it's Melissa, and this video is for the Creed lovers only. So if you don't like Creed, this is not the video for you. I'm going to be keeping it real about what I think about their fragrances, at least the ones that I've tried. And on top of that, there is a massive sale happening right now, up to 65% off on the bottles and an extra 10% off if y'all want to use a discount code. I'll put all that information in the comment section pinned below if you want to support the channel. It is an affiliate link, by the way, just so you know. I do get a slight bit of commission if you make a purchase on it. But if you don't want to, just buy where you're comfortable, all right? But I made it as accessible and easy for y'all. You just click it. It takes you straight to the sale. You don't have to go on Google and try to navigate it and try to find the sale on the website. So everything is right there for your taking if you want. And it starts from February 9th and it ends on February 11th. And again, it's Eastern time, all right? So it's going to start 10 a.m. Eastern time and it ends 11 p.m. Eastern time, all right, y'all? So take advantage if you really want some Creed fragrances for a stupid price, all right? So we're going to start with Silver Mountain Water. Now, I gotta talk about this fragrance first because there is a big misconception going on with some of my followers with my opinion about this fragrance, all right? Just so you know, I still love Silver Mountain Water, but for some reason, because people aren't seeing me use it as often, they think that I no longer like this fragrance and they're confused as to why it's not in my top fives. And the thing is, like I've told y'all, I have particular favorite fragrances that I like to use on repeat, right? Like my Salt and Peppers, my Elysiums, Tuxedo, Afternoon Swim, those type of scents. But I will absolutely still recommend fragrances to y'all that I personally don't use 24/7. You know, I think that's the beauty of different scents and this whole hobby being subjective, is the fact that there's a fragrance out there for everybody. But Silver Mountain Water is a scent that I know if you were to blind buy it just based off of my description of it, you are going to end up liking it. It's a very, very mass appealing scent. It's a massive compliment getter. And what I like is it's a unique take on a fresh fragrance. I think right now in this day and age, when it comes to modern fragrances, especially on the masculine side, a lot of the times you're getting a blue sort of DNA, right? You're getting the Bleu de Chanel, you're getting the Dior Sauvage, the YEDP, and to a lot of people, they're kind of getting tired of, you know, only being able to have those as options. So when you have something like Silver Mountain Water that smells like you're literally on a hike and you just ended up at a waterfall and it's just a breath of fresh air, like that's what this fragrance reminds me of. To a lot of people, it's an instant love because of that uniqueness. So again, you have to remember, when I'm using the word unique, I mean it in the sense that when you wear these in public, other people around you will not be smelling like you. All right, you really have to just take out the narrative in your head that you're hearing on the internet that fragrances like Silver Mountain Water are basic and everybody has them, so it's overrated. I promise you, there's no, like, this is not a fragrance that everybody has. Majority of people don't even wear fragrances on a daily basis, let alone Creed scents that are typically upwards of $300, $400, all right? So when you're talking to people outside of the fragrance, like talking about those people outside of the fragrance community, that's who you're actually going to be interacting with on a day-to-day basis. So wearing a scent like Silver Mountain Water, that's a clean, professional, just like different crisp sort of fragrance will go a long way. And I think crisp to me is the best way to put this scent because it's just, there's something about it. It's very well-rounded and it's sharp, not in the sense that, oh, it's like too much where it's headache inducing, but it just smells proper. You know what I'm saying? If you wear this dressed up, whether you're going to work or whether you're going to a gala or what have you, you're going to smell fantastic. This is marketed as a unisex fragrance, by the way. A lot of niche fragrances are. But I do know a lot of guys like to wear this one. So ladies, don't shy away from trying to give it a try if you want to, because I promise you will enjoy it. And this is very sexy to the feminine nose till this day. Like, I don't know if y'all remember the video that I made where my cousin's boyfriend was trying to find a fragrance in my collection because he was using Dior Sauvage, and I think he still uses it, but he couldn't really find the scent that was sticking out to him. But this was one of the fragrances out of everything in there that when my cousin smelled it on him, she absolutely loved it. Everything else, like the niche scents, the designer ones, she was like, no, 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 no. Very, very picky. All right, she was very picky. But this is the scent that she was like, oh, yeah, that's nice. And that is just what Silver Mountain Water is going to do for you, all right? It's just going to be that likable scent that everybody around you is going to enjoy. The next fragrance I'm going to talk about is Aventus For Her, and I love Aventus For Her, all right? This fragrance to me, it smells like a woman that's sure of herself. Some people like the word dominant. I don't want to use the word like alpha woman, but it's just like, this girl got her shit together. Like point blank period. You know what I'm saying? This is not the type of person that is going to be second guessing herself often. Like, you know, when you go out in groups with people sometimes and you're trying to decide where you want to eat or where you want to go. And there's always that one person that's like, I don't know, whatever you guys want. Sure, whatever you guys want. It doesn't really matter to me. Whatever you like, that's never going to be Aventus For Her. This is the person that's very much like, okay, you know what? Let's go here. We're going to go here. It's just, there's a self-assuredness about this fragrance that I find very sexy. And it kind of gives a little bit of a, you know, Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey. It gives that vibe, but like in a feminine sort of way. So there is an intimidation factor with this fragrance, but it's very high quality. When people do smell this on you, they're like, oh, this woman means business. This person means business. And I do think if a guy wanted to wear this, he could easily wear it, okay? It is more of, it does have like a fruity, citrusy vibe to it, like almost appley in my opinion, but it's so good. It's like an amazing fresh out the shower sort of fragrance. So if you had to shower in the morning and then you have to go to a business meeting and you're wearing a fragrance like Creed Aventus For Her, that sale is closing. You're going to close that deal. You know what I'm saying? This is a very nice scent. And on me, it does last for over 5 to 6 hours. That's just how noticeable it is on me. So, you know, check your skin chemistry when you go to Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom and you try these fragrances for free. Because it can vary from person to person. But know this, that a lot of Creed scents typically specialize in being more fresh, right? Like I think they do have some sweet scents, but for the most part, they are fresh fragrances, and the freshies are done right. Like the way that the Creeds smell are just very likable, and know that they will perform better in warmer weather, which is why when y'all hear me talking about this and you live in Seattle and then you tell me, Melissa, you're lying, Silver Mountain Water only lasts 3 hours. You have to remember you live somewhere where it's cold, so fresh fragrances are not going to push as hard versus here. I live somewhere where it's mainly warm all the time, so fragrances have a longer lifespan on my skin. Keep that in mind, all right? This one, Aventus For Her, so, so good. Next up, we are going to talk about Virgin Island Water. If you saw the last video that I made right before this, I was pleasantly surprised because this fragrance, the first time I smelled it, reminded me of nail polish remover. There was something about it that was too sharp, and yes, I mean that in the headache-inducing way. And I was like, I'm just not rocking with this scent. But when I tried this again, it was a banger. It reminded me of, I felt like I was drinking a cold margarita with a rim of salt, you know what I mean? And just, I was at the beach on vacation. And it totally makes sense because the name of this fragrance is Virgin Island Water. You kind of expect to have a vacation-y, just fun, exciting sort of fragrance. And it is. Like, this scent is very lemon, limey on my skin. So for all of you that don't like that and you think it smells like Pledge, then it's probably stay away from this scent. But again, if you live in warm weather, it just adds a touch of just like this tropical vibe to your fragrance. It gives it sort of a laid back feel, but it still smells rich and luxurious, is the crazy part. It smells very natural, it's just like photorealistic. And you know what? Somebody told me, one of my followers told me that Creed does, I think, what did he say? That their fragrances, they use natural ingredients, which is why people complain about the longevity, but the reason why they just smell so good and so realistic. So that I can understand. I'm not sure about any reformulations, if anybody has questions about that. But with Virgin Island Water, it just took me to vacation mode, basically. I will say, you can wear this in a work environment if you want to, but I think that this smells better like after hours, especially with, you know, spring is going to be coming up, summertime is coming up, and, you know, you want to wear that fragrance that's going to smell like, you know, you want to let loose, you want to have fun, you want to have a good time. So I thought it was going to give me like pina colada vibes, but it gives me margarita. Like just straight up lemon, lime, margarita. And honestly, a night that you might regret, but naturally you won't regret it. It's, you guys know what kind of nights I'm talking about, right? Where it's like you kind of go too hard and you're like, in the moment, you're like, damn. Like when you're feeling nauseous and dizzy, you're like, this is just, why did I do this? But then afterwards, you're like, you know what? That was an amazing night. It's kind of one of those things. All right, next up, we are talking about Creed Aventus Cologne. So many people ask me, because I made a video about Creed Cologne, Aventus Cologne versus the OG Aventus. And I think that video also got misconstrued. Y'all, I don't hate the original Aventus. In fact, I would still recommend that scent. Because to me, both the fragrances have this pineapple-y sort of DNA, right? And that is what made that pineapple DNA popular was, you know, Aventus. So that's why I always give flowers to the fragrances that are the big trendsetters in the game, right? So for that reason, I do love Aventus because so many other brands are trying to copy that sort of DNA, right? But the difference between Aventus Cologne and the OG Aventus is that the original has almost this complex, smoky base to it that is really gonna give you that feel that it's not gonna bore you, if that makes sense, all right? So to the masculine nose, whenever I've talked to guys that have worn the regular Aventus, they themselves love it, and that's how it should be. Of course, every fragrance you wear, you have to be the one to love it, right? Everybody else that enjoys it outside of you is just an added bonus to it, right? But these guys really enjoyed the smoky vibe that came to play with Aventus, with the original Aventus in the dry down. Now, the downside was I was getting a lot of messages from guys saying that they got Creed Aventus, they love it, but they're only getting compliments from dudes. And then it kind of started pissing them off because they're like, how come only, like, it's kind of like a boxer dropper fragrance, right? Which is why I said the Aventus Cologne, even though guys like to hate on it and say it's basic and there's nothing complex about it, that's the beauty of it, is the simplicity. It doesn't lack as strong, it lacks the strong sort of smokiness. There is probably a little bit of smokiness in this fragrance, but not to that extent, right? And because of the simplicity of the scent, it makes it very, very likable to the feminine nose. I am telling you, when I've worn this around women, they all really love it. Even women that message me, they're like, hey, I'm trying to get my partner a Creed fragrance. I'm not really a fan of Aventus, but like it kind of goes, they're kind of iffy about it. They like it, but then at the same time, they don't like it. And I always tell them, if they don't want this one, I'm like, try Aventus Cologne. If they're really stuck on an Aventus fragrance, I tell them, try Aventus Cologne. And sure enough, the girlfriends always get back to me. They're like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. I'm going to buy this for him. It's super sexy. So this is sexy to the feminine nose. The other one is sexy to the masculine nose. And don't take that as just general black and white, all right? Because yes, there are women that love the original Aventus, as there are men that like the Aventus Cologne more, all right? So it varies from person to person, but I'm just giving you my personal experience and the general consensus that's been around me with that. But Aventus Cologne, you really can't lose if you live in warm weather, and you just like, it's sexy. It really is. All the Aventuses are, yeah, trendsetter, man. I don't have the original bottle of Creed Aventus, but again, like I said, if y'all want that up to 65% off, 75% off with that discount code, that's there as well. But for all of you that are just, you're set on Aventus, you know it's the one that you want. If you want to try both, try both. But just go for the one that your gut tells you. You know what I'm saying? Next up, oh, we got a banger right here. This one is called Original Santal. And dang, this one blew me away, y'all. If you watched the video that I did, Original Santal was, how do I even say this? It's a versatile fragrance for one. Very unisex, by the way. I will say, I kind of thought it leaned a little bit more feminine. I just have to say, like initially. But I can easily see a guy wearing this and being able to pull it off easily, right? But Original Santal just had this elegant classy, rich vibe to it that was all in all very effortless. You know what I'm saying? It was the type of scent that if you were to come across this person, they smell like the type of person that is super sweet, super nice, but they're also wearing a Patek Philippe on their wrist. And again, people around them don't really know that brand or anything, but the people that know. You know what I'm saying? It just smells like a high tax bracket. I can't even put my finger on it. It did dry down to be like, you know, a little bit woody on me, but there was still just like this seductive freshness to the fragrance with a touch of sweetness that made it really addicting for me. I could not keep my nose off this fragrance. It's the type of scent, I will say though, that I would rather wear if you're a little bit more dressed up, or let's say even if you're going on a yacht or something like that, right? And you want just like that fragrance that exudes kind of like a rich vibe, then Original Santal is the way. And I think that if you rock this as your signature scent, what I like is it's not like an in-your-face, sexy sort of fragrance that you know that it means business in a certain type of way, right? This is what I consider a chameleon scent, that it'll blend with whatever you got going on, whatever situation, whatever the weather is outside. It'll work with no matter what you do. This is the type of fragrance that will elevate just your overall vibe once you throw this on. It's so good. And trust me, when you're hugging people with a fragrance like Original Santal, those hugs are going to last a long time. And you will have people telling you, damn, like you smell good. It's the type of scent that people are going to take deep whiffs in your neck when you're wearing this. So I do find it to be very desirable, very irresistible. And low-key, I'm shocked that I haven't smelled it sooner, because y'all have told me about this fragrance and I just haven't been able to get my nose on it until as of recently. But I am so freaking happy, because this one I feel like is definitely one of my favorite Creed scents that I've smelled lately. Really, really, really good. I haven't tried Himalaya yet, by the way, y'all, but I'm putting this to the side because that's going to be my scent of the day. Like either maybe tomorrow, because I want it. You know what? No, I'll wear it. Screw it. I'm wearing it today. I'm just going to do 3 sprays of it. All right. But it's so freaking good. All right. Next up, don't have a bottle of this, but I have to talk about Royal Oud by Creed. All right. That one is my least favorite Creed that I have personally smelled. Now, remember, when I say it's my least favorite, am I saying that y'all should not get it? No. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. To me, Royal Oud it's a very bold fragrance for sure. So already off the bat, I will tell you, if you're somebody that likes niche fragrances, and I honestly see it as more of like an older gentleman type of fragrance, that's exactly who I envision wearing a scent like Royal Oud. It's if you're going to a gala or you're going somewhere a bit upscale and you want your bougie fragrance, if you will, that people are either going to rock with or they don't. You're not looking for the happy median, the happy middle ground. You want people to know that I wear what I like and I don't care if you fuck with it or not, basically, right? So Royal Oud just has that sort of personality. I don't consider it to be a fragrance where people are iffy about. It's just like, you like it, you don't. For me, I just don't like it. Like, I wouldn't want to wear it. If I smelled it on somebody else, I'm not going to be like, whoa, that smells, I don't think it smells bad, but it's not my favorite. Let me just say that. But it is a powerful scent. And again, it's a more masculine fragrance for sure. And I do know if you're a guy that is in this hobby and you're older and you have a collection, I know it's going to be a scent that you like. And probably your wife will probably like it on you, or whoever your partner is, they probably will enjoy it on you, especially if you got that blazer going on and you have that fragrance, you look really put together, and it's just, it is a commanding scent, if you will, in that regard. So I do have to shout out that fragrance, and let me know what y'all think of that one in the comment section below, because I do know that in the fragrance community, that one does get a lot of love. But from my experience with even spraying it on people in person, kind of getting their reactions with it, it wasn't anything crazy. They weren't like, oh, wow, But again, the ones that did enjoy it did tend to be guys, but the girls didn't care about it. Just again, from my experience with it. Next up, we are talking about Millis Imperial. This bottle is so pretty. It's so pretty. Now, to me, Millis Imperial and, where is it? Virgin Island Water kind of go in the same direction. Both of these, to me, are out of everything, like the fun party fragrances. And they do kind of remind me, I can't lie, this one does remind me of just like partying on a boat in the summertime. You're having champagne, the sun is out, you're feeling good, and life is just the best. That is the overall vibe of this fragrance. Now, is it my favorite in particular to wear? No, it's not. I don't think any of the Creed fragrances are my all-time favorite scents that you see me constantly talking about, but they are scents that I know if you were to try this, if the average person were to try it after watching my videos, they'd be like, oh man, yeah, that thing smells good. This is a more like fruity, yeah, it's like a fruit, like a watermelon smell. That's the best way to put it. If you love watermelon, you're probably gonna like the smell of Millis Imperial. It smells like fun watermelon. You're getting turned, you're having a great time, and you're on a boat. The boat thing is the biggest takeaway here because, yeah, I can see this in other situations, but it just reminds me of having fun on a boat. Point blank, period. And you're probably like, honestly, if you like smoking cigars, like you're on a boat smoking a cigar in the daytime with your friends, your loved ones, whoever that's around you that you enjoy to be around. But yeah, it's good. This one is good. I do find this to be more of, it is marketed as unisex, but I do think it goes a little bit more on the masculine side. I will say, I think that, oh no, Sillage is, I was thinking of the dupe for Silver Mountain Water that I didn't really mess with. Y'all can watch that video if you want to. But Millis Imperial is, again, a compliment-getting fragrance. It's a bubbly scent. It's the type, like, to me, the type of person wearing Millis Imperial is the type of person to be very inclusive to other people. And you all know, or you've been around, or you've been this person where, you know, you've been in a group of people and like somebody new kind of comes in, whether it's for work or anything social. And a lot of the times people aren't as welcoming. They just kind of like, that person comes in and they continue the conversation as is. They don't really care to let that person know what's going on or what they're laughing about. And it kind of gives that outsider a bit of like this unwelcoming, like awkward experience, right? But to me, Millis Imperial is the type of person that will fill you in on everything and makes you feel included and feel like a part of the group, and just the type of person that is just so fun to be around and just like a good vibe overall. So if you're that type of person, then rock a fragrance that smells like you and matches how amazing you are. And it's going to be this scent right here. So Creed Millis Imperial, super fire. Again, it can be up to 75% off. Crazy. And lastly, I love this scent. This one, Green Irish Tweed. Now, okay, hear me out. I think I said in a video before that it does kind of remind me of, is it an Irish spring water, like the masculine soap? I don't know which shampoo brand it's from. But this scent, I don't think it's outdated. That is a hot take. I know that this was very popular, I think, in the 90s. So there's a lot of royal figures and a lot of A-list people that were using Green Irish Tweed back in the day. So when people smell it now, they call it like a grandpa fragrance. To me, I don't see this as a grandpa fragrance. I do think that it's old school in a way that it doesn't fit your typical modern blue masculine fragrance that you smell like so often these days. But there's such an addictive, how do I say it? It's an addictive, comforting vibe to this scent that every single time I smell it, I'm like, this is so good. It's like, ladies, I don't know if, you know, like when you were younger, even when you're going on a family vacation, right? Or you're at a family member's house and you're using their shampoo and it's either your guy cousin, your uncle, whoever, and you have to use their products, right? For some reason, you hop out that shower smelling like a bad bitch and you're just like, I feel like a bad bitch. That's really it. And there's a sort of masculine. You know, the smell is just so good. That's what Green Irish Tweed reminds me of. This is not the type of fragrance that I wear like just going out point blank period, but it's a scent that I can't get enough of. Like when I'm going to the grocery store or going to the post office and just trying to run errands and I'm by myself and I smell this fragrance on me, I feel like a sugar daddy. Like, and you know what? Before somebody takes that completely seriously, I just love the way I smell. I'm constantly just like, if I apply it here, I'm just going to be like this, like while I'm driving in the car, I'm like, and that to me is a sign of course, a really good fragrance is one that you cannot get enough of. And you know when you are on a date, let's say, right? And you give your date your sweater or your scarf, whatever it is that you leave them, and then after that date, they're just smelling that, and that smell just sticks in their head, and now they make that association. This is the type of scent that if you spray it on your clothes and you give it to your date, and they're about to run it in the laundry, they're gonna smell it a few more times before they do that. They're gonna be like, damn, I don't wanna put it in the laundry because I like the way that this thing smells. But when it comes out of the dryer, it's still kind of there a little bit. And then now it's mixed with that clean laundry smell. So it's even sexier, if you will. But Green Irish Tweed is just an elegant, sophisticated, old school fragrance that still works in the game today. Now, is this the type of scent that I would recommend on a teenager or somebody in their early 20s? No, I do see this as more of a grown person scent for sure. Because if you are young, if you're a teen and you're wearing this fragrance, it's going to smell like you stole it from your dad's collection. Being totally honest with you. But Green Irish Tweed is still so fire. I still just love the smell of this fragrance. It's clean, but it's the type of scent that if you were to wear it and you invited somebody over to your house, your apartment, your condo, and you wanted to watch movies or something or read together, whatever it is, it's the type of fragrance that when that person is like nestled up into you, they'll just be there for a long time. It could lead to a lot of other things as well, because we all know when you smell cozy and when that person is comfortable with you, you get hotter, you get sexier, like things happen, you know what I'm saying? So this is the type of fragrance that can make things happen, even in a casual way, but also in a way that when you're dressed up. Because if you're looking sharp and you're looking prim and proper with a fragrance like Green Irish Tweed, you will get the type of reactions that you're imagining in your head. In the same way that if you're wearing like a white t-shirt and some sweatpants with this fragrance and you're cooking a meal for somebody, it's still going to be really, really sexy. All right. I'm just going to throw it out there. Now, there are, again, other Creed fragrances like the Absolute that I've given my reviews on, like Creed Aventus Absolute. Carmina, I've given reviews on. I don't have the samples of those at my disposal right now at this very moment. But again, y'all, if you want to support the channel and if you want to get these for up to 65% off and an additional 10% off, I'll have the link and the discount code both in the description box and in the comment section below. And again, this is a flash sale, so it only lasts for this weekend and it's Eastern time. All right, so for all you West Coast people, if it ends at 11 p.m. Eastern time, that means it's going to end like at 8 o'clock where you're at. So be very mindful of that. Let me know in the comment section which ones that you want to end up getting. And I'll try to be going on live this weekend just to kind of give you guys some help if, you know, you're kind of torn between two, like I did with the Parfums de Marly, so that I could do anything in my power to help you out in whatever way and just give you my honest opinion and feedback about it. All right, but there it is. Fill up that comment section. Let me know your guys' thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.